It means that if there were individuals who were selling at this price before, they might be willing to sell again, which you see here. They did manage to sell again. But more importantly, it represents an area of conflict and not necessarily indecision, but where the decision was not completely one-sided. You can see through this area, what was the decision? The decision was up. And then all of a sudden, boom, you have the balance starting to shift to where now it's to the other side. And then it shifts back. And it shifts back in a big way, and the market explodes back upwards. That's why I picked that one day. Because this one day is completely stands out from the rest. Now, of course, we already saw all of this trading. So you might say, well, hey, all you were doing was looking at this trading over here, and you went ahead and said, well, maybe let's just throw a dart and see if something sticks. Not necessarily. It's been my experience that these types of days can be important. They can represent areas where the market will gain support. There are just a lot of reasons why I picked that. It wasn't just throwing darts. But if you're skeptical, what I would encourage you to do is just start drawing the lines for yourself. In fact, if you see an area like this where there's a big move up, a retracement, then another big move, what I would suggest that you do is take the high of the move and then the low of the move like this, and see just how often the market returns or honors the top and the bottom. And you'll find out that quite often it's uncanny how the market comes back to those levels almost to the penny. Now, what's the point of all that? Well, remember, I've been talking about for the last several weeks the whole science of planning. If nothing else, the area will help you to plan your trading. Remember, the goal here is not to have to sit in front of this bloody computer for hours on end. The goal is to align ourselves with the highest probability trades. If that means we take 2 trades a day, then we take 2 trades a day. If that means we take 1 trade in an entire week, that means we take 1 trade. Hey, if that means we don't take any trades in a week, we don't take any trades. The key is that we have something there to key in on to plan ahead. So, let's take a look at the weekly here. Let's get back into our planning mode. Sorry for the tangent there. I think I spent about 10 minutes going over that. But here we are. We can see out of the last 19 weeks, only 3 weeks have closed near their high. So we have a very special week here. We can see, obviously, this is a bullish candle. The market's closing up. It's closing up into what was normally a resistance zone here. So there are a lot of reasons for us to plan ahead for a bullish move. But we need to be aware of this high price here. Now, these spike highs, I think, are very important. Because you have to ask yourself, during this week, why did this week here not look like this week? What happened in traders' minds to move the vast majority of traders to sell during that 1 week? Because remember, the market was moving up. Remember, it's moving up off of a low here, it's moving up here, it moved up to a high, and then all of a sudden, boom, it turned around. In fact, if we go down to the daily, and all this is very important, because remember, we're looking at how traders were thinking. Look at this daily bar. During this one session, the market just turned around on a dime and started going down. So let's go down to the hourly bar, and we'll scoot back all the way back. There it is again. And we'll look at the hourly, and look at this, even on the hourly. So in literally 1 hour, the market went from rip-roaring up to it's going down. That's very instructive. Now let's take a look at the time. And you can see, look at this. This is about the middle of the morning. So this could have been a news announcement. It could have been something hitting the market. And I would have to say that this type of reversal is definitely caused by some sort of news. Now, why is all of that important? Well, think about it. If there was some kind of news that caused traders to sell in the face of a huge bullish up move, then that information has to change in order for traders to continue to buy. It's that cut and dry. Because if traders' perceptions haven't changed, their buying isn't going to change. Listen, if your perception is that